I'm so sorry, but the tests confirm it is cancer.
Oh no.
The moment I heard, "You have cancer," everything went black.
Greetings everyone! Welcome to a new episode of Mr. Bioinformatics. Today, my dear beautiful viewer, we're going to talk about the terrifying condition. Today we're going to talk about cancer. When you think of cancer, you may ask yourself, why was cancer not well known in the past? Why does it seem to increase year by year? As of today, we know about 200 types and subtypes of cancers. The American Cancer Society estimates about 1,500 people die of cancer every day in the US. At least 35% of people diagnosed with cancer in the US die each year. The WHO predicts by 2030, new cases of cancer diagnosed every year will increase, reaching 21 million.
Good evening. The World Health Organization predicts that by 2030, annual new cancer cases will rise 69% to 21 million.
Deaths from cancer are also expected to rise by 72%, reaching 13 million per year, up from 7.6 million deaths in 2008. The question here, my dear viewer, why the case is rising each year? And how are the death rates for each type are all the same? As we can see, the most common types of cancer worldwide are breast cancer, with about 11.7%, followed by lung cancer 11.5%, and colorectal cancer with about 10%. Interestingly, although breast cancer is the most frequently diagnosed, it causes fewer deaths than the lung and colorectal cancer. In the United States, it is the most common cancer among women, with about 40,290 deaths reported in 2015, making it the second leading cause of cancer death after lung cancer.
Is this really me? Sitting here with no hair, waiting for the next step? What if the treatment doesn't work?
Breast cancer is slightly more common in the left breast, about 5 to 10% more often, and the left side of the body is also about 10% more prone to melanoma, though no one knows exactly why. Men can get breast cancer too. Really? Yes, but what actually causes breast cancer? There are many factors, but in some cases, inherited genetic mutations play a major role. For example, mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes greatly increase the risk of breast and ovarian cancer. We are talking about 60% of risk of developing breast cancer. Understanding these risks can help with prevention and early detection. So how does early detection matter so much? According to the American Cancer Society, when breast cancer is found at an early localized stage, the 5 relative survival rate is about 99%. But how someone recognize it early? Common warning signs include lumps, swelling, pain, or nipple changes. While most breast lumps are not cancerous, any new lump should always be checked by a doctor. But is it only about genes? Certain viruses have also linked to the development of cancer. For example, the human papillomavirus or HPV can cause cervical cancer, while the hepatitis B virus can lead to liver cancer. Understanding these connections is crucial for developing vaccines and effective treatments. But how can we be treated from cancer? To answer this question, we need to know what is cancer. Cancer is not a disease, but it's a condition in which abnormal cells grow uncontrollably and harm the body. It usually begins with genetic mutations that damage DNA and disrupt normal cell cycle regulation. And instead of undergoing programmed cell death or apoptosis, these cells continue to proliferate, often forming masses known as tumors. Some of these cells can invade surrounding tissues and spread through bloodstream or lymphatic system to distant organs, a process called metastasis. As we know, my dear, prevention is better than treatment. Lifestyle determines whether you get it or not. Every single detail in your life can determine even your emotional relationships. I know what you are going to say, Mr. Bioinformatics. This wife makes me have breast cancer. Let me tell you, my dear, that interestingly, men who have never married are up to 35% more likely to die from cancer than those who are married. Women also benefited from being married, but to a lesser extent. Also, having a pet matters. In Italy, trained dogs have sniffed out the scent of prostate cancer in urine samples with a success rate of 98%. Although even dogs also die of cancer, and they are more susceptible to cancer when they attain the age of 10. Your height also matters. For any girl who is annoyed of being short, there is a significant connection between height and cancer risk. Your short height not only makes you cute, but also saves you from getting cancer. In the United Kingdom, a study about 1.3 million women were examined. Researchers found that every 10 centimeters increase in height, the risk of developing cancer increased by about 16% in women. Also, Johns Hopkins meta-analysis found that every 10 centimeters rises colorectal cancer risk by about 14%. Also, where were you born? For example, breast cancer alone kills about 458,000 people each year. According to the WHO organization, mainly in low to middle income countries. As Angelina Jolie once said, it has got to be a priority to ensure that more women can access gene testing and life-saving preventive treatment, whatever their means and background, wherever they live. But why is this still a problem? In some countries, breast cancer is a taboo, and many women avoid checkups due to shyness or lack of awareness. Researchers say nearly half of all cancers and related deaths could be prevented. To prevent cancer, we first need to understand it better. Genetics only play a role in about 5 to 10% of cancers, meaning the majority are linked to other factors. Unfavorable environmental exposure can also increase the risk of cancer. Air pollution can cause lung cancer and may increase the risk of bladder cancer. But you might be wondering, how does this actually happen in our bodies? Every day, our bodies produce about 200 to 1,000 abnormal, potentially cancerous cells. What? Yes, my dear. In healthy individuals, the immune system neutralizes them all. Cancer can only develop when these cells grow into millions or billions. So if your immune system is weaker than it should be, your chances of developing cancer are high. So how to strengthen our immunity, Mr. Bioinformatics? Low oxygen makes a tumor more aggressive, but boosting oxygen can improve cancer therapy effectiveness. And don't forget your diet. Eating green foods, fresh fruits, and vegetables is protective, while excess sodium can damage your cells' mitochondria and rise cancer risk. High consumption of whole fat milk may be linked to higher risk of certain cancers, while fermented milk may reduce cancer risk in females. Processed meats like hot dogs are preserved with nitrites, which give them their pink color and savory flavor. Nitrites can form carcinogenic nitrosamines, which may increase cancer risk. My dear viewer, we are a real disaster, as more than 20 billion hot dogs are eaten in the US each year.
Our life is so fast. Sometimes we don't have time to cook, but every shortcut has a price.
Sugary food can also worsen cancer, as cancer cells thrive on glucose. So keeping blood sugar level balanced may reduce cancer risk. A 2022 study from Shanghai University of TCM found that fasting may slow cancer growth, boost treatment, and reduce side effects. Also tobacco, my dear viewer. Tobacco use accounts for about 25% of all cancer deaths globally and is a primary cause of lung cancer. Smokers are up to 20 times more likely to develop lung cancer in their lifetime compared to non-smokers. You even see it written clearly on the cigarette packs. Smoking causes lung cancer. Smoking kills. Smoking kills. But it seems useless. People people keep smoking. If you would like us to cover an episode about smoking, please write smoking in the comments below. My dear viewer, there is always hope. Exercise lowers the risk of colon, kidney, stomach, and breast cancer. For women, breastfeeding gives added protection against breast cancer. But why do we only hear so much about cancer now? Cancer, my dear viewer, is not new. The earliest record of breast cancer comes from an Egyptian scroll dating to 1600 BC, where it was treated by fire drill. The text even noted, "There is no treatment." But now indeed there are treatments for cancers, such as surgery, removes tumor directly from the body, chemotherapy uses powerful drugs to kill rapidly dividing cancer cells, and radiation therapy targets cancer cells with high energy rays to destroy them. And since we now know that there are some cancers are connected to viruses, vaccines against HPV and hepatitis B have already shown significant success in preventing related cancers. England's National Health Service, or NHS, now provide cancer treatment injection that just takes 7 minutes, replacing the traditional hour-long intravenous infusion. My dear viewer, if you know someone who has cancer, be there for them. Your care, encouragement, and support can help strengthen their immune system and improve their overall well-being during treatment. And if you are facing cancer yourself, remember, millions of people worldwide have survived it. According to the WHO, an estimated about 53.5 million people worldwide are living as cancer survivors. And you can be one of them. Take care of your body, follow your treatment, and never lose hope. I'm proud of you. And here we've reached the end of our episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.